Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Nano and Honey podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to have you with us again.
Today, we're talking about one of my favorite subjects.
Let me guess. Food?
No! Well, food might definitely be involved later.
Then I know. We're talking about travel.
Not today, honey. Today, we're doing something bigger. We're covering 50 everyday American English phrases all in one episode.
50 in one single episode?
50. The real phrases Americans actually use every single day at work, at the store, on the phone, hanging out with friends, not the stiff formal lines you find in old textbooks.
When I first moved here, I remember feeling so confused. I'd studied English for years, but the first time someone said, "What's up?" to me, I genuinely thought they were asking about the ceiling.
You never told me that story.
It's true. I looked up completely confused, and the poor cashier just stared at me.
That's exactly why we made this episode. Real spoken English is full of these small, everyday phrases that no class ever really teaches you properly.
So, if you're new to our podcast, here's how this works. This is an A2 level episode, which means beginner friendly, so we'll go slow and keep everything simple and clear.
Every single time you hear a new phrase today, say it out loud with us, even if you're alone right now, even if it feels a little silly at first.
That's called shadowing, and honestly, it's one of the fastest ways in the world to improve your speaking. Your mouth needs practice moving, not just your brain needs to understand the words.
So, no excuses today. Even if you're washing dishes, driving, or lying in bed listening to this, save these phrases out loud with us right when you hear them.
All right, 10 categories, 5 phrases in each category, 50 phrases total. Let's get started with category 1.
Category 1. Greetings and check-ins. This is how Americans start almost every single conversation, whether it's with a friend, a coworker, or a stranger.
Phrase 1, what's up? And honey, before you tell that story again, no, it does not mean what is above you. It simply means how are you or what's happening in your life.
Fair enough. Here's the first example. Hey, Nano, what's up? Not much, just relaxing after work.
And here's the second one. What's up, honey? You look excited today. Oh, I just got some really good news.
Phrase 2, how's it going? It means basically the same thing as what's up, and it's just as common between friends and coworkers.
How's it going, man? Pretty good, honestly. Can't complain.
Or in a work setting, morning, Sarah, how's it going? Busy, but good, thanks for asking.
Phrase 3, long time no see. We say this when we haven't seen someone in a while, even a close friend or a family member.
I say this to my cousin every single time she visits from another state. Long time no see, how have you been? I know, right? It's been way too long. Phrase 4, not much, you. This is the perfect short answer when someone asks what you're doing, and then you politely turn the question back to them.
What are you up to?
Not much, you? Just relaxing at home tonight.
And phrase 5 to close out this first category, I'm good, thanks. Simple, friendly, and honestly, you'll hear this everywhere. At work, at the store, walking down the street.
How are you today? I'm good, thanks. And you?
Let's say all 5 together one more time, a little faster now. What's up? How's it going? Long time no see. Not much, you. I'm good, thanks.
Perfect. Now, category 2. Small talk starters. This is what Americans say to fill the silence, especially with people they don't know yet very well. Phrase 6. Nice weather we're having.
Americans genuinely love talking about the weather. It's the safest small talk topic in the entire country. Nobody ever gets offended talking about rain or sunshine.
Nice weather we're having, right? Yeah, finally some sunshine after all that rain this week.
Or on a really cold day, can you believe this weather?
I know, I can barely feel my fingers.
Phrase 7, busy day. It's a quick, friendly question you ask when someone looks tired or seems in a hurry.
Busy day? You have no idea. I've had back-to-back meetings since 8 this morning.
Phrase 8, how was your weekend? This might genuinely be the single most common Monday morning question in all of America.
How was your weekend? Pretty relaxing, actually. We just stayed home and watched movies.
Phrase 9, any plans tonight? A casual question, usually asked with friends or coworkers right before the weekend starts.
Any plans tonight? Not really. Probably just ordering food and relaxing on the couch.
And phrase 10 to finish this category, same old, same old. This means nothing new is happening. Your routine is exactly the same as always.
What's new with you? Same old, same old. Work, home, sleep, repeat. Great job so far, everyone. Category 3 now. Agreeing and disagreeing politely. Extremely useful in real conversations and especially at work.
Phrase 15 is I'm with you on that. It simply means I agree.
I'm with you on that. This project is honestly taking forever.
Should we order pizza tonight? I'm with you on that 100%.
Phrase 12. That makes sense. Perfect for showing that you understand someone's point, even if you don't fully agree with it yet.
So we should push the deadline back a week? That makes sense, given everything that's happened.
Phrase 13. I see what you mean, but this one is really important. It's a polite way to disagree without sounding rude at all.
I see what you mean, but I think we should wait until Monday to decide.
Phrase 14. Not really my thing. A soft, polite way to say you don't like or don't want to do something.
Do you want to go hiking this weekend? Not really my thing, but thanks so much for asking.
And phrase 15. Fair enough. You say this when you accept someone's reason or explanation, even if you don't completely agree.
I just don't have the time this week. Fair enough, we can push it to next week then.
Wonderful work. Category 4 now. Expressing feelings. Very common in everyday conversation all over America.
Phrase 16 is I'm exhausted. Stronger than just I'm tired. Use it when you're really, truly worn out from your day.
I'm exhausted. I barely slept last night.
Phrase 17, I'm starving. Not literally starving, of course, just extremely hungry.
I'm starving. Can we order food right now? Same. Let's just get pizza.
Phrase 18, I'm running late. You will hear this constantly here. Everyone's schedule feels packed all the time.
I'm running late. Can you start the meeting without me?
Phrase 19, I'm stressed out. Extremely common when talking about work, deadlines, exams, or even holidays.
I'm so stressed out about this presentation tomorrow.
And phrase 20, I'm so relieved. You say this after something worrying is finally over and done with.
Did the interview go well? Yes. I'm so relieved, honestly.
We're halfway through the categories now. Category 5 is one of the most important ones in this entire episode, asking for help or clarification.
Phrase 21. Could you say that again? Never ever be afraid to ask this. Even native English speakers ask it constantly.
Could you say that again? I didn't quite catch that.
Phrase 22. I'm not following. A polite way of admitting that you're a little lost in the conversation.
Wait, I'm not following. Can you explain that part again?
Phrase 23. Can you break that down for me? This means, can you explain it more simply in smaller pieces?
Can you break that down for me? There were a lot of steps in there.
Phrase 25. What do you mean by that? Great for clarifying something that confused you.
What do you mean by that? I thought we already agreed on this.
And phrase 26. I'm a little lost. Softer than flatly saying, I don't understand anything at all.
I'm a little lost. Can we go back to the beginning?
Okay, 25 phrases down, 25 to go. Before we continue, let's do a quick challenge together.
Oh, I love this idea. All right, everyone, listen closely. I'm going to describe a situation, and you try to remember the phrase we just taught you. Nano, you can guess too, out loud.
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Situation 1. Your friend hasn't visited in over a year, and you finally see them again. What do you say?
Long time no see.
Exactly right. Situation 2. Someone explains something complicated and you're totally confused. What's a polite way to say that?
I'm a little lost, or I'm not following.
Perfect. And situation 3. Someone suggests going hiking, but it's really not something you enjoy. How do you say no politely?
Not really my thing, but thanks for asking.
You got all 3. And listeners, if you got them too, pause for a second and be proud of yourself, because that means these phrases are actually sticking.
You know, this is exactly the kind of active recall that makes the biggest difference. It's so easy to listen passively and feel like you understood everything, but the real test is whether you can actually produce the phrase yourself on the spot without looking anything up.
Completely agree. That's really the whole philosophy behind this podcast. We don't just want you to understand English when you hear it, we want you to be able to speak it confidently in real situations under a little bit of pressure, just like we practiced right now.
So, if you're listening while doing something else, like cooking or commuting, try pausing this episode for 10 seconds after each new phrase and saying it out loud on your own before we move on to the example. It makes a real difference over time. All right, let's keep the momentum going. Category 6 now, at a store or restaurant. Very practical, everyday English.
Phrase 26, just looking, thanks. You say this when a salesperson asks if you need help, but you just want to browse on your own.
Can I help you find anything? Just looking, thanks.
Phrase 27, can I get a refund? Useful when something doesn't work properly or you simply change your mind.
This doesn't fit at all. Can I get a refund?
Phrase 28, is this on sale? Every single shopper in America needs this phrase in their pocket.
Excuse me, is this on sale this week?
Phrase 29, I'll have the usual. You say this at a place you visit often, like your favorite coffee shop or diner.
Morning. The usual? Yes, please. Thank you so much.
And phrase 30, can I get this to go? Meaning you want to take your food with you instead of eating there.
Can I get this to go? I'm in a bit of a rush this morning.
Category 7 now, on the phone. These phrases come up constantly, even more now with video calls too.
Phrase 31, can you hear me okay? We ask this all the time, especially on video calls with a shaky connection.
Can you hear me okay? The audio's been cutting out on my end.
Phrase 32, let me put you on hold. Very common on customer service calls and even in offices.
Let me put you on hold for just a moment while I check that for you.
Phrase 33, I'll call you back. Simple, direct, and used everywhere in daily life.
Sorry, I'm in a meeting right now. I'll call you back in an hour.
Phrase 34, sorry, bad connection. The perfect, honest excuse when a call keeps cutting out.
Sorry, bad connection. Can you say that one more time, please?
And phrase 35, can I take a message? You'll hear this if you call someone and they're not available right then.
He's not at his desk right now. Can I take a message for him?
Category 8 now, making plans with friends. Fun, casual, relaxed phrases.
Phrase 36, let's grab coffee sometime. A relaxed way to suggest hanging out without committing to an exact date yet.
We should really catch up. Let's grab coffee sometime.
Are you free this weekend?
Are you free this weekend? A few of us are getting together.
Phrase 38, let's play it by ear. This means you'll decide later depending on how things go closer to the time.
Should we plan something for Friday night? Let's play it by ear. Depends on how work goes that day.
Phrase 40, I'm down for that. A casual, friendly way to say, yes, I definitely want to do that.
Want to try that new restaurant downtown? I'm down for that, for sure.
And phrase 40, let's touch base later, meaning you'll talk again soon to check in on something.
Let's touch base later this week once I have more details. Category 9 now, wrapping up conversations and saying goodbye. Just as important as knowing how to start one.
Phrase 41, I gotta run, meaning you need to leave quickly, right now.
I gotta run. I'm already 10 minutes late for this.
Phrase 42, catch you later. Casual, relaxed goodbye between friends.
All right, catch you later. Have a good one.
Phrase 43, take care. Warm and friendly, used with almost anyone, even people you don't know all that well.
Take care. It was really great talking to you today.
Phrase 44, let's keep in touch. You say this when you genuinely want to stay connected with someone after meeting them.
Let's keep in touch. Here's my number. Text me anytime.
And phrase 45, it was great seeing you. Perfect after meeting up with a friend you haven't seen in a while.
It was great seeing you. Let's not wait so long next time, okay? And here we are, our final category. Category 10, reactions and exclamations. These add real emotion and energy to your English.
Phrase 46, no way. You use this when you're genuinely surprised by something someone tells you.
No way! You got the job? No way! Congratulations! That's amazing news!
Phrase 47, that's crazy. Another reaction to surprising news, whether it's good news or bad news.
They canceled the whole event last minute. That's crazy. Why would they do that?
Phrase 48, I can't even. A funny modern way to say something's just too much to handle, whether in a good way or a frustrating way.
Look at this incredible view. I can't even. This is absolutely stunning.
Phrase 49. You're kidding me. Same idea as no way. Pure disbelief and surprise.
The flight got delayed 6 whole hours. You're kidding me. That's terrible timing.
And phrase 50, our very last one for today. That's awesome. Simple, warm, and used constantly to celebrate good news of any kind.
I finally passed my English test. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Before we recap, let's do one more thing that always helps. A real-life mini conversation using a bunch of today's phrases together so you can hear how they actually connect in natural speech.
I love this part. Okay, let's act it out. Imagine we just ran into each other at a coffee shop on a Saturday morning.
Hey, long time no see.
I know, right? What's up? How have you been?
Not much. You? Just been super busy with work, honestly. I'm a little stressed out this week.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Busy day today, too?
Kind of, yeah. I'm actually running late for something, but I really wanted to say hi.
No worries at all. Hey, are you free this weekend? We should grab coffee sometime. For real this time.
I'm down for that. Let's touch base later this week and figure out a day.
Sounds good. Oh, and did you hear Maria got the promotion?
No way! That's awesome! She totally deserved it.
I know, right? Anyway, I gotta run, but it was great seeing you.
You too. Take care. Catch you later.
Did you notice how many phrases from today just fit naturally into one short, completely natural conversation? Long time no see, what's up, not much you, busy day, I'm stressed out, I'm running late, are you free this weekend? Let's grab coffee sometime. I'm down for that. Let's touch base later. No way. That's awesome. I gotta run. It was great seeing you. Take care. Catch you later.
That's 16 phrases in one short, completely natural conversation. This is exactly how Americans actually talk, all strung together without even thinking about it.
Try replaying this exact conversation out loud later today. Play both parts if you have to. It's one of the best ways to make these phrases feel automatic instead of memorized.
And that is it. 50 everyday American phrases, all in a single episode. Before we go, let's do one more quick round together, mixing phrases from the whole episode. Honey, describe a situation and everyone listening should say the phrase out loud along with me.
All right, you just heard amazing news from a friend. What do you say?
That's awesome, or no way.
You're on a call and the connection is breaking up. What do you say?
Sorry, bad connection. Can you say that again?
And last one, you're leaving a friend's house and want to say a warm, casual goodbye. What do you say?
Take care. It was great seeing you. Catch you later.
Perfect. If you said all of those out loud today, right now, you just practiced real spoken American English for over 20 minutes. That's not small. That's real progress.
Here's your homework for this week. Pick your 3 favorite phrases from today and actually use them in a real conversation, or even just talking to yourself in the mirror. Then write them in the comments below and tell us how it felt using them.
And if 50 phrases felt like a lot to remember all at once, don't worry about that at all. You don't need to memorize this whole list today. Just pick 3, practice those 3 until they feel natural, and then come back to this episode again next week for 3 more.
That's honestly how real vocabulary sticks. A little bit at a time, used again and again in real situations, not all 50 crammed into your head in one sitting.
And here's a fun tip. Bookmark this episode. A lot of our listeners come back to episodes like this one every few weeks just to refresh their memory and shadow along again.
Next episode, we're moving into a topic so many of you have asked us about: American workplace English. Job interviews, meetings, small talk with coworkers, and how to sound confident from your very first day on the job.
If today's episode helped you even a little bit, please subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And share it with a friend who's also learning English.
Thank you so much for listening with us today.
Bye, everyone, or as we say here in America, catch you later.